Welcome to English Made Simple, Sentences 3. This is our third video of the English Made Simple Sentences series. I'm Teacher Steve. This is Beyond English, Unlocking the Power of Language, and today we're going to be looking at subjects and predicates and active and passive voice. Let's get into it. I'll just do a quick overview of videos 1 and 2 before we get into today's lesson. In video 1, we looked at what is a sentence, the 4 types of sentences, along with sentence fragments, phrases, and dependent clauses. In video 2, we looked at the subject, verb, object sentence structure, along with intransitive verbs, that is, verbs that don't have an object. And we also looked at single word sentences, particularly imperative sentences and minor sentences. Today, we're going to build on those foundations, looking at subjects, predicates, and active and passive voice. If you haven't looked at videos 1 and 2, I suggest you go back and check those out before moving on with today's video. So what are subjects and predicates? Well, a complete sentence has 2 main parts. The subject, that's who or what the sentence is about, and the predicate, that is what the subject does or is. So in our example sentence, the dog sleeps on my bed, the subject is the dog and the predicate is everything else, sleeps on my bed. A simple subject, you'll often hear this term used, is the main noun. So that is dog, which is the main noun in the subject, and a simple predicate is the main verb in the predicate, which is sleeps. So the subject is who or what the sentence is about, and the predicate is everything else. The simple subject is the main noun in the subject, and the simple predicate is the main verb in the predicate. An important point to note is that the predicate is not the same as the object. The predicate and the object are not the same thing. In our example sentence, Mum is cooking dinner, the subject is Mum, the predicate is cooking dinner. The object is dinner. So we have our subject, verb, object sentence structure, which is Mum cooking dinner. So Mum is the subject, cooking is the verb, and dinner is the object, the receiver of the action of the verb cooking. So the subject is who or what does the action, the object is who or what receives the action, and the predicate is everything in the sentence except the subject. So it is made up of the verb, the object, and everything that goes with them. Let's have a look at active and passive voice. This is an important concept for you to understand, particularly with your writing. In active voice, the subject does the action. In passive voice, the subject receives the action. So it's the opposite to active voice. Let's have a look at an example. In active voice, the dog chased the cat. The dog, which is the subject, chased, which is the action. The dog, the subject, is doing the action of chasing the cat, which is the object. Now, if we reverse that order, it becomes passive voice. The cat was chased by the dog. So we have the subject, which is the cat, was chased by. The cat, the subject, is receiving the action because it's being chased by the object, which is the dog. So both forms are correct, but active voice is clearer and stronger, and it's preferred in writing. When we speak, we normally use active voice out of habit, but when we write, there's a chance that you can cross over into passive voice. You need to be really aware of this and try where possible to write in active voice because it's clearer and stronger. Let's wrap up sentences 3. Okay, the subject is who or what the sentence is about. The predicate is what the subject does or is. So the predicate is everything else that is not the subject. A simple subject is the main noun in the subject, and a simple predicate is the main verb in the predicate. Note, remember, the predicate is not the same as the object. The object is part of the predicate, which includes the verb and the object and everything else that goes with them. but the predicate and the object are not the same thing. Active voice is where the subject performs the action. Passive voice is where the subject receives the action. In our example, we had the dog chasing the cat, which is active voice because the subject is doing the action of chasing. And then we had the cat was being chased by the dog. So we have the subject receiving the action, being chased by the object. Remember, active voice is stronger in writing. We want to use active voice as much as possible and only use passive voice if you are aware of it and you know why you're using it. We really want to use active voice because it's stronger, clearer, and it actually is more authoritative than passive voice. Thank you for watching English Made Simple Sentences 3. Keep your eye out for Sentences 4. In that video, we're going to look at developing our writing further, making it stronger by using compound subjects and compound predicates. We'll also look at the use of conjunctions and some pitfalls that you need to avoid, like run-on sentences. I'm Teacher Steve. This is Beyond English, Unlocking the Power of Language. If you've got something worthwhile to say, leave a comment. If not, I'll see you in the next video. Chat soon.